The psychology of calm people, why they never panic. You've seen them, maybe in your office, maybe in your family. That one person who never raises their voice during a crisis. While everyone's running around like the building's on fire, they're sitting there, sipping their coffee, completely unbothered. You lose your job, they say, it'll work out. Your relationship ends. They say, maybe it wasn't meant to be. The deadline's tomorrow and nothing's ready. They just breathe. And you're standing there thinking, how? How are they so calm when I'm barely holding it together? Here's what most people don't realize. These calm people, they weren't always like this. They used to panic too. They used to overthink, lose sleep, replay conversations at 3 a.m. But something changed. And today, I'm going to show you exactly what that something is. Because calmness isn't a personality trait you're born with. It's a skill you develop. And once you understand the psychology behind it, you'll never look at calm people the same way again. The hidden truth. Let me tell you about my friend Marcus. Marcus is 34, works in corporate, married with 2 kids. And I've never seen this guy stressed, not even once. Last year, his company went through massive layoffs. Half his department got fired. Everyone was panicking, updating LinkedIn at midnight, calling contacts, sending desperate messages. And Marcus. He came to work the next day, made his usual coffee, and said, "If they fire me, they fire me. I'll figure it out." I thought he was crazy. But here's what I didn't know then. Marcus wasn't born calm. He learned it the hard way. 10 years ago, he had a panic attack so severe he ended up in the hospital thinking he was having a heart attack. The doctors told him, "Nothing's wrong with your heart. Everything's wrong with your mind." That was his breaking point. He realized that panic never solved a single problem in his life. Not one. And this is where the psychology gets interesting. See, there's a part of your brain called the amygdala. Scientists call it your fear center. It's the alarm system that goes off when something feels dangerous. For most of us, that alarm is loud. Someone criticizes us at work. Alarm, bank balance getting low. Alarm, didn't get invited to that wedding. Alarm, but calm people. Their amygdala still works. They still feel the fear. The difference is, they've trained another part of their brain, the prefrontal cortex, to step in before the panic takes over. Think of it like this. The amygdala is the emotional kid screaming, "We're going to die." And the prefrontal cortex is the wise parent saying, "No, we're just stuck in traffic." A 2018 study from Harvard Medical School found that people who practice emotional regulation show measurably lower amygdala activation when faced with stress. Their brains literally respond differently. But here's the part nobody tells you. You do undevelop this in therapy or meditation retreats. Most calm people learn this skill in the worst moments of their lives. The turning point. Let me ask you something personal. Have you ever completely lost it over something small? Maybe you screamed at someone you love. Maybe you sent that angry text you regretted 5 minutes later. Maybe you cried in your car over something that, looking back, wasn't even that serious. We've all been there. I have. You have. But calm people, they've been there more than us. That's the secret. They're not calm because life was easy. They're calm because life broke them so many times they got tired of breaking. There's a concept in psychology called response flexibility. It's your ability to choose how you react instead of just reacting automatically. Most people live on autopilot. Someone insults you, gives you insult back. Something goes wrong, gives. You panic, someone disagrees, gives you argue. But calm people have learned to pause, just for a second. That tiny pause between feeling something and doing something. Let me give you a real example. My cousin Sarah is a doctor. Emergency room. You can imagine the chaos, screaming patients, blood everywhere, families crying, life or death decisions every hour. One day I asked her, "How do you not lose your mind in there?" She said, "I used to. In my first year, I would go home and cry. Every single night. I'd replay every mistake. Every moment I could have done better. I couldn't sleep. I couldn't eat." "What changed?" I asked. She said, "I realized something. Crying didn't save anyone. Panicking didn't make me a better doctor." So I made a deal with myself. During the crisis, I stay calm. I do what needs to be done. After the crisis, I can fall apart if I need to. That's emotional wisdom. It's not about being cold. It's not about not caring. It's about understanding that there's a time to feel and a time to act. And the crazy part? Research from Stanford University shows that people who can delay emotional reactions make better decisions under pressure. Because they're smarter, but because they're not clouded by panic. Calm people don't suppress their emotions. They schedule them.
What calm people see that you don't? Here's something you've probably noticed. When you're freaking out about something, and you tell a calm person, they always say the same thing. "This happened to me too. It passed." And you think, easy for you to say, but that's exactly the point. Calm people have a different relationship with time. Most of us live in the moment like it's going to last forever. You get rejected, feels like you'll be rejected forever. You fail, feels like you're a failure permanently. You're broke this month, feels like you'll be broke forever. But calm people have memory on their side. They've been through enough ups and downs to know that nothing lasts, not the good, not the bad. They've survived 100% of their worst days so far, and that gives them a quiet confidence that you can't fake. There's a beautiful concept in psychology called temporal distancing. It's when you zoom out and look at your current problem from the future. Try this right now. Think about something that's stressing you out. Really think about it. Now ask yourself, will this matter in 5 years? For most things, the answer is no. That fight with your friend won't matter. That embarrassing moment at work won't matter. That Instagram post that didn't get enough likes definitely won't matter. Calm people instinctively do this. They're not living in 5 years, they're just visiting it mentally to gain perspective. Let me tell you about my friend David. He's 38, runs a small business. A few months ago, his biggest client left. He lost 40% of his income overnight. I called him, expecting him to be devastated. You know what he said? "Yeah, it sucks. But in 2019, I lost my entire business. Had to start from zero." Compared to that, this is nothing. See that? He's not pretending it doesn't hurt. He is just refusing to act like it is the end of the world because he has already survived his world ending once. That's the power of experience. That's why calm people often seem older than their age. They've lived through enough to know Panic doesn't speed up solutions, worrying doesn't prevent problems, reacting doesn't change outcomes. A 2020 study from the University of California found that people who've experienced and recovered from major life stressors show greater emotional resilience in future challenges. It's like emotional muscle memory. Your pain wasn't wasted, it was training. The dark side nobody talks about. Now, let me tell you something most motivational videos won't. Calmness can also be a mask. Not all calm people are at peace. Some are just really good at hiding the storm. I know a guy, let's call him James. Always calm, always composed, never complains. Everyone thinks he has life figured out. But one night, after a few cups of coffee, he told me the truth. I'm not calm, I'm numb. I stopped reacting because I stopped feeling. It was easier to shut down than to deal with everything. This is important to understand. There's healthy calm and survival calm. Healthy calm is when you feel everything, but choose not to react destructively. You're present, aware, in control. Survival calm is when you've shut down emotionally because feeling was too painful. You're not at peace, you're just protecting yourself. Psychologists call this emotional suppression versus emotional regulation. Suppression says, I won't feel this. Regulation says, I feel this, but I won't let it control me. And here's how you tell the difference. Healthy, calm people can still laugh, cry, love, celebrate. They haven't lost their emotional range, they've just mastered it. Survival calm people seem calm, but they're also distant. They don't get excited about good things either. They're flat, protected, safe, but lonely. If you're the second type, it's okay. Seriously, it means you've been through something that required you to armor up. But just know, you don't have to live in that armor forever. Healing isn't about becoming calm. It's about becoming whole. And sometimes that means letting yourself feel messy again. How to actually become calmer. Alright, let's get practical. Because you didn't click on this video just for theory. If you want to become a calmer person, here's what actually works, not the Instagram quotes. The real stuff. Number 1. Stop trying to control everything. I know someone who makes a backup plan for their backup plan. They triple check everything, plan every detail, prepare for every scenario, and you know what? They're the most anxious person I know, because the more you try to control, the more life reminds you that you can't. And every time reality doesn't match your plan, you panic. Calm people have made peace with uncertainty, not because they're careless, but because they've learned that doing your best and accepting the rest is the only way to stay sane. Number 2. Practice the pause. Next time something triggers you, someone cuts you off in traffic, your boss criticizes you, your spouse says something annoying, do this. Before you react, take one breath. Just one. In through your nose, out through your mouth. That's it. That's the whole technique. Sounds too simple, right? But neuroscientists have found that a single conscious breath activates your parasympathetic nervous system, the part that calms you down. It literally interrupts the panic response. That one breath creates the pause. And in that pause, you get to choose your next move. Number 3. Zoom out. Ask yourself, will this matter in a year? If no, it doesn't deserve your peace today. I started doing this last year, and it changed everything. 90% of what I used to stress about, completely irrelevant now. Number 4. Talk to yourself like you'd talk to a friend. When something goes wrong, notice what you say to yourself. Most of us are brutal. I'm so stupid. I always mess up. I can't do anything right. Would you talk to your best friend like that? Never. So why are you talking to yourself that way? Calm people have learned to be their own friend. They mess up, and instead of self-hatred, they say, okay, that didn't work. What's next? Number 5. Remember, you've survived before. This one's powerful. Make a list mentally or on paper of hard things you've been through. Breakups, failures, losses, rejections. You survived all of them. Every single one. You're tougher than you think. and remembering that gives you a foundation that panic can't shake. Look, I'm not going to lie to you and say you'll become completely calm overnight. You won't. This isn't a switch you flip. It's a muscle you build, slowly, through practice, through pain, through choosing peace over panic, again and again, even when every instinct tells you to freak out. But here's what I can promise you. Every time you choose calm, you get a little stronger. Every time you pause before reacting, you take back a little more control. Every time you zoom out and see the bigger picture, you free yourself a little more from the tyranny of the moment. And one day, maybe not today, maybe not next month, but one day you'll be in the middle of a crisis and you'll notice something strange. Your heart isn't racing, your hands aren't shaking, your mind isn't spinning, and you'll realize you've become the calm person, the one others look at and wonder, how are they so unbothered? But you know the truth. You weren't born this way. You built this, brick by brick, breath by breath, moment by moment, because calmness isn't the absence of chaos. It's the ability to stand in the middle of the storm and still hear your own voice. And if you're watching this right now, stressed, overwhelmed, barely keeping it together, you're not broken. You're just not calm yet, but you will be, one breath at a time. If this resonated with you, let me know in the comments. What's one thing that always makes you panic, and what's one thing you can do differently next time? And if you know someone who needs to hear this, share it with them. Sometimes the calmest thing you can do is remind someone else that peace is possible. See you in the next one. Stay calm, stay strong, stay you.